I haven't seen that restaurant.
Nope,
No.
never seen it.
Yeah, it's probably New England only. Anyways, it's literally like 2 minutes from my house, and I'm like, oh, I love Willow Tree, and I'm eating Willow Tree chicken salad right now.
Nice.
Never
It's
seen
probably
that
New
in the
England
West
only thing.
either.
Hmm?
I've never seen that in like Illinois, Chicago, or Wisconsin area or anything like that.
It's literally like it's a minute and a half from my house, so it's like one of those, it's like so good, so fresh,
So good, so fresh,
so fresh for chicken smashed together with a bunch of
Delicious.
mayonnaise.
delicious.
You tell me you don't love Willow Tree? You grew up on that.
No, I didn't.
You didn't grow up on Willow Tree? Oh,
I
yeah,
know
that's
it.
right. You were a
I know it.
vegetarian for like so long too.
Not when I was a kid. I wasn't though.
I don't remember. You were
Either way,
vegetarian
I
too
mean,
long.
I know what Willow Tree is. Like, it's in the area, but I never really had it. Anyway, we're back. Hello, hour 3. Well, hour like 30-minute. I don't know. We're back, everybody. Here we go. Let's play.
Food, sorry. All right, so you guys are inside the bar, and the eventually the bar. So as you guys make your way up the stairs, and again, everything's just beautiful. Even the structure of the wood, the stairs going up, the way the whole place looks. When you get up there and you look around, you notice that being sent up here, it's not like you're bad kids being sent to a corner. The vantage point from up here is actually quite nice. It's beautiful up here. And you can see, looking around, it's like looking down at the area below, how even better ornate this place is, and everything's kind of set up, or whatever, up here, right? The tables up here seem to be more comfortable, they're more intimate. The chairs are definitely formed better, formed more comfortable. But one of the funny things that you do notice while you're up here kind of looking down is, now that you can kind of see it from this vantage point, there are a lot of areas down below in the stone where there's like cracks in the stone in some places, or like gouges in the stone in some places, all on like ground level that you can see from up here. And there's still like bits of broken wood here, and like broken glass over there. And all of a sudden you kind of come to the realization that that's like the pit where like if a bar fight's going to happen, it's going to be down there. Up here is kind of like the nice area. So again, it's very much like you're kind of upgraded being sent up here.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys make your way over to a comfortable table that's up there, and you sit down, and again, a couple of the dwarves up here are kind of like looking at you like, one of the things that you do quickly notice is you're the only non-dwarves here. Like before, it's kind of like, oh yeah, so no, you were literally the only non-dwarves here. Like barmaid, the barkeep, the people drinking here, the entertainment, everything. You're the only non-dwarves. So when the young lady finally makes her way up to you guys, the most prominent feature on her that might take you guys back a little bit is exactly how long and beautiful and flowing her beard is. It's actually, it is so incredibly well kept. It's like silk running down her body. As a matter of fact, her hairstyle.
Is it braided?
Absolutely, of course. Yeah. It's braided. You don't want it falling in food. Ew. It's braided together. It's kept beautifully. It looks so incredibly soft and so well maintained. As a matter of fact, her own, like on top of her head, her hairstyle there is cut very short and very well cropped, as to maybe not have it tangle in. No, that's dwarvish of me. Sorry. It's just the style that she chose. But yeah, her long beard actually comes almost down to her knees. That's how long it is. Which, by the way, is like 6 inches. I mean, dwarves are little people.
Yeah, it's not.
But yeah, I mean. So that's one of the things that you notice. And as she kind of comes around and talks to you guys, you can almost see that she's a little like taken aback by the fact that she's going to be taking care of you. This again is pretty easily picked up. Nobody has to roll insight checks on this one. But she's still got a smile on her face. Whether if she's tentative or she really hates you guys, whatever. She seems to be fake till you make it. So she walks up to you and she's like, "Oh, hey, I heard I'm going to be taking care of you guys," or "Oh, hey, I heard I'm going to be taking care of you guys." However it is you want to imagine it. And she brings a tray with her that has several different types of liquor on it. One particularly familiar looking bottle, and a few other ones as well.
I'm gonna start slow tonight. We'll just go for a common spirit.
Okay. So when you say we're going to start off slow and just go with the common spirit?
Yeah.
Kate, she actually grabs the Dwarven Fire wine and she pulls it out, the very familiar bottle, and she puts that in front of you.
That's slow.
Oh, I like this kind.
Actually, as she's handing it and Gromit looks at it and says, "Oh, I like this kind," with that, Gromit realizes, it seems like this room is shaped like this bottle.
Oh. It kind of looked like this room.
Yeah. Oh, there's a reason for that. Actually, this bar is where the original recipe for that was created.
Whoa. Well, we'll have to have the house specialty then, won't we?
I mean, it's pretty common elsewhere, but it's not going to be quite the same as you're going to get served here. I mean, the recipe is only about 1,100 years old, but we still take pride in it.
Only about 1,100. Yes. Well, we'll have to have ourselves a full round of it, won't we? Looking over to the others as I say that.
Oh, yes.
She pops the cork and pours 4 drinks.
Rye's
And,
slightly panicking because she's not very good at holding down alcohol, and this is the weakest shit they have. So she's like, "Uh-oh, oh no." In fact, she leans in. She's like, "Do you have anything a bit lighter?"
Yes, but the cork is already popped, and I don't know if you know this, but with this in particular type of wine, the if you don't finish it in a certain amount of time, it starts to spoil pretty quickly.
Oh no, it's fine. Oh yeah, I'll have it.
Okay. And she pours the 4 different drinks, and she hands one out to each of you, and as is customary, she takes the first drink with you.
Mm-hmm.
And throws it back with you guys, and it doesn't seem to phase her at all. Just for funsies here, you can roll me your con saves.
Wonderful.
Great.
Uh-oh. How'd I do?
Hold on, waiting for Rye.
Oh, God.
Good, you both are fantastic.
You did worse than Rye.
You.
Okay, so yes, that's right, Maggie.
For some
Thank you
reason, I
for
can't
reminding
add
me
it to my thing. We
of
tried.
that. Yeah, roll 20s being all screwy and won't allow us to add those universal bonuses or global bonuses, whatever. But anyway, so Rye held down her liquor the way she always does, poorly. And she's already rushed to her hand. We're talking, she finishes the shot. By the time she gets the glass down, she can already feel the warmth in her fingertips and the buzzing on her lips. And she's like, ooh, the rush. It's like that first wave where after that first couple of drinks, usually after the first couple of drinks hits you, we were thinking about whether or not you were going to have a few drinks. Like, I don't know if I should. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. I got things to do tomorrow. And now you're at I'm ready to drink. Let's do this. Inhibitions lost. Yeah. And that's kind of what hits Rye because of how strong the drink is. That happens anyways. He wakes up ready to drink. But the problem is he woke up from being super ill and just drank immediately. And sure, he's had a meal, but he still hasn't finished recovering from all that illness. So as soon as that first drink hits him, he has a very different reaction. Oh, a pit in his stomach. Remember the time where you're like, I really know drinking's a bad idea right now. I know it's a bad idea, but my friends are making me go drinking. And you took that one shot and it's like a pit just sitting there and you can feel it burning a hole in your stomach. That's immediately what hits Otto. And he's just got this face on. It's like,
this was your cool buddy.
Gromit, with your 15, it went down the same way as regular wine would.
Whoa. What was that? What was that?
Well, and she pours 3 more and she places them down in front of you guys and leaves the bottle there. She says, I hope you enjoy. If you just let me know if you need anything and I'll be back to take care of you.
Gromit looks at her and looks at them and she's like, you might need to help.
I'm just sort of wobbling around. Whoa.
Right. Lifts up her shot to toast the group.
Wait, you lift up your what?
Shot.
The shot.
Oh, I thought you said shirt.
Woo! That one shot.
Right goes crazy.
Yeah, we need at least 2 more for that.
Mm.
All right.
Right,
2 more.
Her shot
Gromit
glass.
raises his glass.
Otto reluctantly raises his. Do I need to save this again?
No. That just set the tone for your drinking.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So it's gonna hit Rye hard, but she's gonna have a great time. She's gonna be a woo girl tonight, like woo! Yeah! That's very much Rye tonight. Otto's gonna be like, yeah, guys, hold on.
Quietly lamenting his mistake.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this one to the bathroom with me.
Robin's like, I tell you joke.
Oh God.
3 rats walk into
No! Otto ends up dead.
That was totally me at parties sometimes, going to the bathroom with my 1 beer and just being like, it's getting warm. Down the drain. I did that more than once at your house, Scott.
I know. Mike, if you were puking, which you never did, I knew that's what was happening. Literally never. I don't think I've ever seen you sick from alcohol because I don't think you've ever.
I've only ever been drunk 2 or 3 times in my life, and the first time.
Finished a bit.
And the first time, I was convinced I was not.
Here's my impression of Mathis at this time of night at any PAX event.
Yeah, it's true. I'm out.
It's 11:45. Good point. I mean,
yeah, Mathis is like, oh, I'm totally coming to dinner. I'll be there.
I passed out. I passed out.
Doesn't show up. Doesn't respond to messages.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I was asleep. Anyway, I'm a great party guy.
Yeah,
all the parties.
Wonderful. You're fun at first, and when everybody else gets drunk, you just judge everybody else for being drunk. And you go, dude, you're like harshing my buzz. Like I'm having a conversation.
I never
with you
vocally
about,
judge people for being drunk.
Sure. We can have a conversation with like TED
in your
Talks while
eyes.
I'm like sloshed, and you'd be like, dude, every time you say TED Talks, it sounds like you're slurring your words. And you're like, oh, come on.
No. You can hold a pretty good conversation when drunk.
Okay.
You can't DM when you're drunk though.
Oh, that's a challenge.
No, I've experienced it, my man.
I've already started. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Doesn't he drink every time we do a
Yeah.
show?
It's a pretty.
Yeah, but it takes a lot for him to be drunk.
I mean, I usually drink scotch, but yes, I
Yeah,
So
exactly.
anyways.
Chat's got it. I never judge people out loud. It's
Yeah.
always in
yes,
here.
yes. So you just sit there and watch other people and quietly laugh.
Yes, correct.
All right. Back to drinking, apparently. So that kind of set the tone for the night. But as you guys are there and you're celebrating or whatever, you're having a good time. You're loud. I mean, you guys always are. You tend to be the loudest ones in the room, but you're in a room full of dwarves, and they have this these very deep voices that tend to boom whenever it is that they speak, and there's like many of them, so it's very loud, and so you guys are kind of drowned out by them, especially Adam's little voice. I mean, it's so high pitch.
Pardon me. This is how I've been speaking the whole time.
Of course, yes, which is about 18 octaves above the most effeminate female dwarf there is. So you guys are easily drowned out by just like the deep voices and the loud boisterous laughter, and every once in a while it's actually kind of funny because every once in a while the dwarves, like somebody will just hop on a table and just start singing a song like a really good dwarven drinking shanty, and like the whole room will burst out and start singing the song as well. But the fun part is a lot of these songs, both Grommen and Otto know. Otto because he knows these songs, and Grommen because he understands the actual words, and so quickly learns them as Otto was just saying the words that he doesn't know the meanings to. So like the first time this happens, like what do you guys do?
I just watched the first time, and I am extremely thrilled with it.
Grommen gets into it and sings. If the whole bar is singing, Grommen is like singing and he's like getting Otto into it. He's like, oh, this good song. And he's like, what is the song about? Because Grommen will tell him.
Mining.
The song about mining. Very good song.
Once Grommen starts singing, Otto absolutely will join in as well.
The people immediately around you guys quickly stop singing, and that kind of like broken mood kind of travels throughout the bar.
Oh.
Grommen keeps singing the song.
To which most of the bar is just watching Grommen in silence, not even drinking or eating. Just
I'm not
watching
leaving
until
Grommen out to dry. I'm singing with him. We're staying together.
Grommen performed.
Quickly making their way back to you guys with another bottle, because yours is probably getting close to empty. The barkeep is like, okay, well, here we are. I'll tell the barman, we have your next drink. Here we go. All right, yeah. You guys just Okay, just come over here, and here we go. All the patrons can be happy together. Everybody can be happy. Just
That's
and
the all right. That's the stop singing.
Right.
Grumman does not pick up on the stop singing.
Rye leans into the barmaid, and she's had a few to drink, and she's like, "Everybody's being kind of rude to my friends. They're just trying to be with everybody else."
well, you know, it's just usually this bar is only for certain people to, and then another song starts kicking up, but not the words yet, just kind of like the booming and like the noises that go to it. And she's like, I'm gonna go check on other patrons. Enjoy. And she kind of like walks away immediately.
You have a nice beard.
Otto, could you do me a favor, roll me a performance check to see if you pick this up, what it is real quick?
Sure.
You actually know the song. It sounds familiar, but you're a little drunk at the moment. And so you can't quite, like, it sounds familiar, but you're not sure what it is. So you're kind of like tapping your foot along with it, but you're not sure what it is yet. And then eventually the words pick up and the words are in Dwarven. You're like, oh, I do know this song. So you maybe even like muttering it to yourself or just listening to it, whatever. And so Grauman's getting excited, like, oh, another song. This one sounds familiar. How does this one sound familiar to me? And then the words pick up and Grauman's like, oh, it's actually a Dwarven war chant about killing orcs and making sure that you finish them all off and making sure that the vermin in their nests are all completely cleaned out and that even the young are taken care of because you can't allow a plague to spread, you know, and like things like that. And this thing kind of like goes on and it's booming and most of the people in the bar are singing it. Poignantly, one person that happens to be nearby, because when you guys are kind of like looking around or whatever, one in particular dwarf nearby is not singing it and actually kind of looks like a little annoyed that it's going on. But most of the bars around, the patrons around the bar are singing along to this song.
Did you start singing it, Otto?
No. I immediately recognized the content and the tone once I became more familiar with what was going on, and I kind of just sort of tried to ignore it. I think I'm maybe even going to attempt to distract Grauman as well.
Grauman notices. Grauman knows.
Mm-hmm.
Rye, sorry, Megan, 1 second. Rye, you don't know the words, but you can kind of pick up by their facial expressions, shit is going on.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Maggie, go ahead.
He's gonna find out, or she's gonna find out. Grauman's like, they tell us no sing, but then they sing this. That not nice.
What are they singing?
They sing about killing my people. Grauman stands up and like smacks the table.
Oh boy. Oh
Did
boy.
everyone downstairs see that? Because we're on the balcony.
Yep, they're so Grauman's standing up and smashing the table. A bunch of people downstairs kind of noticing it, like the ones that seem to be like probably the table where it came from. They actually kind of stand up and raise their mugs up at Grauman and sing it louder and like super proud. Few others will do so as well.
Next to Grauman, and the lights on all the tables near them on the downstairs just immediately extinguish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice.
And she's just looking down.
Not intimidated with their dark vision, the dwarves, a few more stand up and sing even louder. That original table where it came from, a couple of them will even climb up on the table, like 3 or 4 of them will even climb up on the table and just like, rah, 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 like beer going everywhere as they're like thrusting their fists in the air, singing it louder.
Okay. I can be sleuthy here, right? I can be sneaky. With a spell cast, perhaps?
Let's see what it is you're trying to do.
I would like to use my Phantasmal Force.
Phantasmal Force affects one person, yes?
One person, yes, one person. I'm going to choose a dwarf at the table, probably the most boisterous one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to target him.
The seeming leader amongst them, sure.
The seeming leader, sure. Mm-hmm. In front of this dwarf, he's at a table, right?
He is, yes.
In the table, in front of him, clearly within his line of sight, whether he's, you know, glancing between his comrades or looking up at Grommen or anything like that. Clearly within his line of sight, there begins to form a face on the table.
Mm-hmm.
His face starts to take shape. He's not sure it's there at first, but it becomes clearer and clearer to him. And all of a sudden, the face begins to rise from the table, and it enlarges. And as it comes toward him, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden becomes engulfed in flame. And it is the exact face of Grommen. It's Grommen, the orc they are singing at. A person, or like a representation of him staring him down, and it's just enlarging as it approaches him. So how does he respond to this?
Awesome. Well, first thing he has to do is make a save. So if you'd like to cast the spell,
Sure.
click the little button, and I think it's an intelligence save, yes?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have major illusion, right? You could have just fucked with everybody.
I could have, but I wanna try to take it, you know, cut the head of the snake off.
Yeah, all right.
And your DC is what, sir?
My DC 14. My spell save DC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 14.
14. So this happens, he's looking at it, and his own thing kind of like slows down as he's like throwing his fist in the air, and he's looking at this thing like, what the and he's like annoyed by the fact that some illusion was just cast at him, and or whatever it is that he thinks it is, most likely an illusion. And he just, you know, continues singing even with more fervor than he was before. So much further, he's like frothing at the mouth, like spit flying everywhere with it. Sadly, it didn't seem to work.
Okay.
Grommen yells down below to them in Dwarven. The stones will sing if you let them.
So Grommen yells down. Sadly, his voice is kind of drowned out.
What? I want to yell. I want to be intimidating.
Roll me in. There you go. Okay. So you scream as loud as you can. And again, those around you definitely can hear you. Not everybody down below can, because there's just so many in the room are singing this. The whole room is designed to have this booming, echoing noise that comes from it. So that one dwarf from before that like seemed kind of annoyed that they were singing this, he'll actually get up and make his way over to you guys, which might actually startle you guys at first. Like a dwarf is now coming at you. You know what I mean? But whatever your actions may be, you can see he's kind of like, you know, is holding his hands, gesturing down. Something seems familiar about him, Maggie, looking at this dwarf. Not like you know him. He just seems kind of like familiar, just the way he looks. But he's carrying, gesturing, and he's just like, he's kind of like, leave it, just leave it. Let them do their thing. And it's, you know, they just kind of like trying to convince you guys. And then he like makes his way back over. It wasn't like a long walk for him to say that or do that.
Before he walks back, Grommen's like, but they rude. We just try sing with them.
Some would see what you're doing as being rude.
Singing is rude? Everyone sing. They make people happy.
Just leave it.
I come up to Grommen's side, and I
know songs about killing and death of your people. I know sing about them.
He doesn't respond. He just looks as sympathetic as a dwarf can look.
I look up at Grommen and I say, you know, sometimes we just have to let it go, don't we?
Oh no.
Don't tell me you're going to sing that song. Please, for the love of all that's good and holy in this world, do not sing that song.
A piano chord starts up.
Yeah.
So do you guys just leave it?
Right.
Yes.
Right,
They're all
makes like a-
assholes.
I makes like a white knuckled fist, and she turns to the group and she's like, "We should get out of here. Let's go."
I want to go find out why the hell that dude told us to go to this place. So let's go. Let's go.
All right. Yeah.
We'll leave.
Yeah. We get up to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Descend from the balcony. I'm assuming we have to walk through them all to get out.
So as you guys go to do that, and that same guy as before, he kind of stands up. He's like, like he's trying to be like discreet, like he's trying not to be seen by the others, but he kind of like holds out a hand, like trying to be as discreet as possible to get your attention. He's like shakes his head, like don't go.
So I go up to him at this point. We're to stay and endure the torture then.
They're testing your will. It's a tactic. It's a war tactic. It's don't let them see your weakness. Don't let them see you turn your tail and run. They're you're gonna prove them right.
So you want me to take hammer and smash them?
I want you to sit down and bite your tongue and then gain their respect for at least not being a coward.
You like thunk. You want me hurt myself.
He doesn't know who Thonk is, Gromit. Come on.
You tell me to bite my tongue. Who wants to
No, she took it literally. Oh.
Right, kind of at this, Rai nods and is like, well, I'm not about to let them have their way. And she just sits back down and pulls another shot and takes it back.
We should sing better song, and we sing louder than them.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's right.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's sing our own song.
Yeah, we'll make up our own. Oh, the dwarfs all really suck. Damn it.
No, epic song. Don't sing their level.
I think we sing.
Well, hold on. Did Gromit just take over as the moral compass of the party for a moment there? Okay.
You've got thaumaturgy, right?
Oh, I do, I think, actually.
Yeah. That makes our voice boom. We could easily just both cast thaumaturgy and sing like a folk
Oh
song.
no, I don't have thaumaturgy. I have prestidigitation.
I think maybe we all pick a song that we know, and Rai just casts thaumaturgy, and just like boo, and just drowns out the dwarves.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm
You
gonna
also do
roll,
have. Go ahead.
I'm gonna roll performance, assuming that's.
Well, you do have major
applicable.
illusion, which you can do to add to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
No.
I'm good. No, let's
Let's just sing. Let's just sing.
We're just singing.
I'm just gonna sing.
They're assisting you. Oh wow, that's beautiful. I was gonna say they're assisting you. Both of them are singing with you. I was gonna say instead of you guys rolling, Otto just roll with advantage.
Okay, there we go.
I got you then. How about 221?
21.
That's funny. Okay, so you with the 21, that's amazing. So what song or what performance do you choose to do with your friends? It has to be something that they're familiar with
You
because
should
they
sing
can't
a
really
song
mix
about
up all the
us.
stuff.
I am going to sing the closest thing the dwarves have to a song about love. That's what I'm gonna battle this with. We're gonna fight their hatred with compassion.
Right after like the first time through the chorus, she learns the chorus and like joins in.
Okay, and so you guys sing a song about love, and kind of funny. After because it's dwarven songs aren't quick; they go on. Like what could be easily like a 3-minute, hit on some hip hop station, would turn into like a 20-minute continuing going. So after a while, even some of the other dwarves just like, it's pretty funny. They're singing this song. And a few of them are actually going to chime in and actually sing along with you as well. By no means do you even take like half the bar, but you actually do convince a few of them, a handful, to kind of chime in and sing of the song.
I'm looking around at all the ones around us, happily encouraging them to join in.
So,
Ramen is sending the barmaid to bring them glasses of the wine that clearly Rai can't drink anymore. Like everyone he pours for like him and Otto, he pours like a little bit to Rai, and then he like pours something and tells her to take it down to a new person down there.
Oh, so just like random people down below. Okay.
Yeah.
Join in.
Cool.
Anyone who joins in the song.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're giving out free drinks for singing as well, and that becomes noticed, a few more would join in too, but not like everybody's like, I'm just gonna give up my morals for free drinks, or I'm gonna turn my back against my racism for free drink. But a few people would do it that were kind of on the fence anyways. And that kind of adds to it. And you really do make your point. And honestly, unless you guys choose to push the issue after that, things kind of ease up a considerable amount.
Yeah.
And you're able to enjoy the evening as much as Otto can with that, oh God, why are you or more. But so as the night rolls on and as things happen, you guys are actually able to, the bar turns into more like a typical bar, and the people that are talking, the stories that you hear and whatnot. And you guys get really drunk of everything that's happening. But kind of like one of these stories, one of the things that really catch your eye, I mean, maybe it's just because like you had an interaction with him before, or whatever the case may be, but that guy was kind of nearby, his voice just kind of keeps catching. It's also different from the other dwarves around. His voice seems more raspy. It's a lot deeper than the other dwarves around. And again, to Gromit, it does seem like a little familiar or whatever, but Gromit's like dumb as rocks, and so doesn't remember things very well. And so as he's kind of going on, he's telling his story. He's like, "No, I tell you, my friends, you see, I was walking through the ice caverns, and I was defending. Yes. There was the Remoras there, and I was fighting against it. And after we killed the bloody thing, and the flames everywhere, and I was alone and scouting and trying to find the next area that would kill my kin. And I was thinking of the problems that we've been having with them damned ice giants. When I felt a whisper. It called to me. It did. It was telling me that there was a way for me to help my people. This whisper. It was like a vision. I could hear the screams of my people. The anguish brought to them by the large hunks of ice that are being thrown at them from above, or the caverns that are being collapsed by the great force of magics of these creatures. But this vision, it's as I gave into it more, I could hear this cracking sound. It's this crushing, this great just smash, and that is when I knew I was being called to by the keeper of the secrets below the mountain. He was calling me to the west. He was calling me to find something. And as I listened further, I realized there was something that I needed to find, something back all the way to the west, to my kin over here. And so I continued traveling, looking for it. The answer to my problems, the way that I can finally defeat these damned ice giants.
Fucking hell.
I tell you, brothers, I tell you, this is not a lie. I'm traveling at the behest of Dumathoin. He is having me go and find this thing to help me in my cause. And one of the other
is he saying this all in Dwarven, or is he saying?
He's saying it in Dwarven. So the only ones that are going to be able to understand it is Gromit, actually, is the only one that's able to understand it. But like little bits of Dwarven, Otto knows words of Dwarven because he knows little tidbits of a lot of languages. It's up to Sam whether or not Rye would have cast tongues. I don't know the duration of tongues, honestly.
I think it's an hour.
You have to touch them, so
You touch yourself?
you have to
touch a willing creature too, don't you?
touch someone to tongues them.
So when I talk to you, I touch myself.
It doesn't say willing in the spell. It just says creature you touch, and it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Is it concentration or no?
It does not. I do not have it marked as
Oh,
concentration.
then I actually imagine that Rye would cast that spell to be able to understand what's going on around her, because she doesn't have to concentrate on it. She's like, I'm casting magic. And then it would be good.
maybe when he came over to tell us to stay put.
Okay.
She did it.
Okay. And so I'm sorry, how do you guys, so another dwarf is about to start speaking, but how do you guys react thus far?
we wouldn't
understand shit, right?
We wouldn't hear Dwarvish. We would just hear him speaking in a tongue we can understand. We wouldn't understand the other dwarves. To clarify.
They are speaking Dwarven. Maggie would understand all of it, and so wouldn't Rye because of the spell cast on herself. Otto would just get words here and there.
Yeah.
Gromit is like laughing and cheering and singing, and all of a sudden he hears like the story, and Gromit likes stories. He really does. Gromit's like, "Hey, do you hear what he said?"
No.
And he's like tapping both of you, but kind of like hard because he doesn't realize, and he's drunk a little bit. He said, I think he looking for Skull Crusher.
Skull Crusher. But.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Rye's response is
That's
perfect.
like the best.
Uh-oh. Do we tell him?
Yeah.
I mean, we know where it is.
We know how it is.
He looking for it. We tell him where it is? Yeah?
Sure, yeah.
I guess so.
So as you guys are having this conversation,
Oh no. What
one of the
was
other
Stop
dwarves,
doing with
one of
it?
the better dressed
You
dwarves.
guys saw it. Where it go? Because Grumman doesn't know where it is.
I just look over at Rye.
Right, Gromit hasn't actually seen it.
No, I haven't.
yeah.
Well, I saw it early when he had it. I know I'm the one who told him that.
Right. So you just don't know it's been destroyed.
Rye like grabs Addo by the collar and like brings him close, and she's like, maybe he can be the one that saves the sword.
Oh yes. Grumman's
So,
getting excited.
while you guys are having this conversation, one of the other dwarves, a much finer dressed dwarf, is like, I know what you're talking about. Yes, you're talking about the Skull Crusher, aren't you? Yeah, the Skull Crusher. You see, that was actually just discovered recently. Not the sword itself, but the cave where it was located. You see, it was my people that were watching over the thing. We were the ones that created it, and apparently a bunch of Verbeeg were the ones that had taken over the place, and they're there now. So it's not like you're going to be finding that thing all sorts of easy. You're going to have to cut through a bunch of Verbeeg.
We kill all of them.
You just kind of like talk over that and say we kill all of them. Oh my gosh. And so you kind of like,
while this guy starts
Grumman's drunk. He has no filter, and he doesn't normally have a
Addo
filter.
becomes like a flat palm, and she casts tongues on Addo as well. So he
Okay.
can now hear the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
so wait, when you say that, he like is in the middle, is it, what? And kind of like looking over at you, and the other
All
guy's
were
like,
vegan.
huh?
We killed them. Well, maybe not all, but all the ones there, and big giant people, and some other thing. And my
Right kind of stands
my
up. And she
friend,
says,
my raccoon friend. She didn't make it.
Hold up here, my orc friend. We're talking about very far to the west and to the north of here.
Yeah, that's where we come from.
No, you misunderstand. We're talking about the home that I lived in for a very long time. It's
He got progressively more Russian.
God, I am so bad at accents.
No, it's great. It's great. He
like
started
it, man.
Scottish and he like went to Russia.
yeah, he's a
But-
dwarf. He's a liberal Russian.
This is
my
what
wife
tongues
says
does.
They all end Jamaican. My wife says they all accents end Jamaican.
So I was enjoying it. It was a smooth transition. Continue.
Oh,
Keep going. It's great.
No, I'm just killing the accent.
No, it's great though. I love it.
And he's like no, it's 10 towns is specifically what he's referring to.
That's where we come from, right? I thought so.
Yeah, we were
And
there.
now you actually have like all of their attention.
Bryn
fully turned to
Shander,
you guys.
specifically Bryn Shander.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you have the attention turned to you guys, and that dwarf is like, wait, you're meaning to tell me that you know the Verbigler?
Yeah,
Riley-
I get
Riley-
really big and I smash them.
Rye leans over the
You
balcony.
tell the story.
We know where your sword is too. We've seen it.
And
Yeah.
with that, like they all kind of like this in particular one, sorry, and the other one that was speaking before really like perk up, and everybody else is interested. But these like really perk up with that. And the other guy, the one that was kind to you before, takes like 2 steps forward, and he's like, "You know where it is?"
Yep.
Well, they know where it is. I kind of know. I know what town it is.
Please, I have devoted the entirety of my life to the service of my gods, and tell me.
Who your god?
Jesus.
Specifically,
This is perfect, Gromit, because it's just the crescendo of this man's life, his whole life. And Gromit just
asked the dumbest
simple, innocent question. What? Oh, cool. What else do you do?
the funny part is, it totally caught me off guard. Like usually, I'm like, oh, yep, that's Gromit, and like I can think. I was legitimately flabbergasted. I was like,
I need this to save my people. Oh, who your god? How are they related?
broken record. Okay. He, as flabbergasted as I was, I'm Dumathoin, and the others. Like almost like at a loss, like he can't think of the other gods.
You don't know who you worship? That's strange.
I know all of the. You know where this weapon is?
Reynolds.
Like trying to like turn the conversation. Yeah, trying to turn the conversation back to where it was, and he's like, "Then we're."
I step forward.
And Grumman like puts his hand in front of you as you step forward. He's like, "Are you sure you want to tell him? He don't even know who God he worship. He's don't know."
Real quick,
It's fine.
real quick metagame. I'm thinking we leverage the situation here to our advantage.
Oh yeah, you should definitely. Grumman's
Yeah.
just drunk.
Yeah.
Leverage Thonk's life to your. Yep, gotcha.
Thonk's life. Come on, don't throw that fucking curveball
Yeah,
at me.
you do remember the orders I gave my followers when I left, right? Okay, just checking.
He's like, "Yes, they're all going to die."
But like specifically what to do with the sword. Okay, that's what I'm asking.
All right, so I'm gonna step forward. Friend, I think it's time you and I stop being cryptic with one another. You tell us our purpose here, we'll tell you where the sword is.
Me? Are you? Oh, I'm just dropping the accent. I can't even get this guy
Sure.
anymore. And I had him solid. God.
You were doing so good though.
Maggie.
You should keep it going. You get it.
If I can
I'm
get it
sorry to
back in.
interrupt you.
No. I'm not. I'm just teasing. It wasn't actually you at all. All right. So he says, are you referring to before, or are you referring to before?
Yes, you seem to be aware of the situation.
I just know these dwarves. The Mithril Hall, the Mirabar, Felbar, Adbar. I just know my kin over on this side of the world. They like to play with their food, but don't know how to properly chew. And like, they actually legitimately seem offended by that. And he's like, "Oh, if you don't like it, then you could have killed them. You chose to let them sit here and make them squirm in their seats. Clearly what I'm saying is true. If this was back
Because
at
they
my
know
home and we
people
didn't
me.
want them in our inn, we would have killed them."
Let's pump the brakes 1 second. I don't think you guys could have killed anything. I think you're lucky we didn't kill all you. One. That's in the past. It's fine.
Oh,
But
I know
that's
how we
okay.
settle this. I arm wrestle you.
No, please don't be misunderstanding this situation. You see, I have no problem with any of your kind. I just say that if you have a problem, resolve it. Don't childishly make people squirm in their seats. It's frankly what a goblin would do. Actually, I think a goblin would at least have conviction to throw the spear. And like with that, you can see that the other dwarves are like they're like ready to pounce on this guy, and he's one
Oh,
of their
I
own
think you
kin.
get along with Thonk very well.
He's like,
Oh,
"So don't think that I'm part of any of these foolish games. I don't know why it is that you chose to sit in this seats. I don't know why it is any of the stuff leading to this. All I know is that it seems as though Dumathoin has himself led you to me to help me find what it is that I need to save my people."
But they tell us to sit here. That's why we sit here.
Bagglethorn, you know him?
No, This sounds like a gnome.
I look over to Rye. I think I'm realizing at this point we don't really have much to gain here.
Rye kind of leans it down and is like, we should tell him though.
I nod. I agree. Okay, we've got some good news and some bad news. Good news is we know where it is. It's in Bryn Shander. Yeah, it's right in the town there. You'll find it in a. You'll find it in a shrine, and you won't like it when you do. I just let that hang.
Could you tell me more? Tell me more. Did I put up? No. Sorry.
Well,
Goofy episode.
yeah. We don't know what happened, but it's not in the greatest shape anymore.
Wait, Thunk break sword?
What? No.
Don't say my name.
It's funny because you actually referenced Thunk before, and he's like, "That's the second time you've said that name."
Yeah, you a lot like him.
Where is it exactly that this sword is being held? In whatever condition it's being held in? He says back to Otto, and this time more poignantly.
Yeah.
Not threatening, but like getting
He
annoyed.
wants to, yeah. Mhm.
Rye places her hand on her shoulder and like jumps in, and she's like,
It's in a small temple to Grumsh, hanging up, and it's seen bad days. I'll be honest, it's seen bad days.
Grumman's like, what?
Thonk sounds like a
something to sword, and tell me.
Thonk sounds like a
That would nice sword.
distinctly orcish name.
Well, you nailed it.
This Thonk, is he near?
I think you should focus on sword, and you should probably try and get there as soon as possible.
Yeah, Thonk's
And save
not.
it.
He's not very close. You're not gonna want to try to find him.
Grumman's like looking back and forth at them, like, why you not tell him where he is?
And I nudge Grommen a little bit and give him a little glance, like,
He literally watches the nudge happen.
Rye.
Not even a deception roll.
Rye sends a message to Grumman that only he can hear, and it's like, Grumman, shut up!
How do you do that?
You're all drunk. This is not going well. Sometimes.
You,
And she like his nose.
you should go get the sword.
You booped his nose.
Yeah. And she boops his nose.
Grumman boops his nose too. Yeah, go get sword. And then Grumman touches his beard and he's like, your beard nice.
If you go to touch his beard, he was kind of like aggravated and looking at Otto and ignoring you guys to the best of his ability. If you go to touch his beard, that's like a very offensive thing, so you go to touch his beard and he'll smack the hand aside, and he's wearing like metal gauntlet. He goes to smack the hand aside and he looks at you and he says, "We have no problems. Do not change that, friend."
But I just say you have nice beard.
Can't touch
He has
that
nice
beard.
beard, right? He looks at Otto and Rye. He's like, very nice beard.
Touch
Although that lady beard, it's pretty good beard.
Rye slaps Grumman's hand.
Don't touch the beard.
That's the beard.
But
Listen,
why you have
listen,
to
listen.
Don't let no one touch
like
it.
clapping the hands to try to get you guys' attention. And he's like, every day that passes, there are people of mine that are being killed by the giants that have moved into my area. I need to resolve this problem. I cannot waste my time hunting down something that may or may not be there. Is the sword in fact there?
I definitely saw it there.
It was hanging there on the. Yeah.
It's pretty sad sight.
Not good.
What great.
Is it possible to be repaired?
By you, probably.
If anyone could do it, the dwarves could.
Right?
Yeah, I see them break sword with other sword.
We got this sword from them. It was, I love it.
He's not interested in those things. Like, he was a kind person before, but he's like super intense and not very nice at all now.
Right, like sort of jokingly turns to Addo, and she's like,
Man, this might be easier if we just kill the giants for him.
it's like completely as a joke.
Yeah, we good at killing giants.
These are frost giants, which, if you guys know anything about frost giants, which actually, Maggie, you do, they're significantly larger and significantly stronger and have innate magics. They're just overall way more powerful and make the giants that you guys faced look like little bitch things. Grommen is aware of that.
Oh. Maybe we no-kill them. I've never killed a frost giant. They big. They bigger than the giants we saw.
Oh,
They like giant and yeti make baby.
I was just kidding, man.
Oh, okay.
You should get the sword. You should.
You should get it. You gotta get the sword.
Understand this. I have met you, and by the power of my God, I will be able to find you again. If this sword is not something that I can use to find my people, then I swear by all the powers that my God gives me, I will hunt down this thunk, and I will
Talking to you.
make him suffer all of the pains that my people have had to endure.
We could have
because
left you
I was not able
wandering
to.
around looking for a sword, and we decided to help you out. Don't you run your little fucking short dwarf mouth off at us, okay? Won't have it.
Yeah, people pay
told
a lot of
you where
money
the
for
sword-
information like
You
that.
say thank you, and then you go find the fucking sword.
I'm going to find this sword, little thing. I'm going
You're
to
calling
find this
little, you're
sword.
like 4 foot.
You see Rye's shadow like writhe behind her as well.
I'm going to find this sword. And if it is not able to save my people, I will come and find you, not to harm you, to find your friend.
Rye gets-
Clearly,
Rye gets, like,
you
right in
had
his face.
nothing to do with this, and it does not sit well with you.
Rye gets right in his face, and she's like,
You hurt my friend? You can fucking join the other dwarves in fucking heaven, okay?
and then she like stumbles a bit into Grommen.
Otto actually takes a more serious note with it as he feels he's been personally slighted by this. An attempt at our friends is an attempt at us. You will take the information we've given you happily and pursue the object you desire, and you'll leave us out of it.
Grommen, seeing how serious Otto got, really, and Rye got, is like, you know, those moments where you're like drunk and you're high, totally buzz-killed. Grommen's like buzz-killed. He's like, we were having happy time. We sing. We give you information. Now you threaten friends, and now you make my friends no happy. Now I know happy.
So you guys are like saying all these things. He can clearly tell like whatever budding friendship, whatever you guys had, is long since lost its opportunities because of this. But in his minds, like you can tell, like his convictions are clearly like that for his faith. This is all you see, and it all comes back to one thing that Grommen has said like 6 times. You and Thonk are like the same. And so he says, keep your threats or give them. But know this, I am here to serve my God and my people. And if that is interfered by another who thinks that they're doing the same, then the problem will be solved.
I'm
We don't
sure it will.
stand for orcish nations on my side of the mountain. referring to where you guys go. And with that, he will he will kind of like, gesture like, "Ugh," and like turn it like barrel chested, like turn
Grumman's
and
gonna
walk off.
lean in to Rye and Otto and say, "Don't he sound just like Donk though?"
Otto's staring him down as he leaves.
Man, what a buzzkill.
Otto shakes his head a little bit. Let's get another drink.
Grumman pours the drinks for everybody.
Okay. And we are going to wrap up and take our last break right now before we come back and finish the
Maybe
thing after
Mathis
that.
will join us.
Maybe. Well, let's see how this next part kicks back up.
His
Well,
death.
He just winds up dead.
No. Let's take our break, and when we come back, we will discuss.
All right, let's make it a quick one. We've only got a few minutes left. We'll see you in a bit.